Sack Life, Beat Depression. It's day 767, and we're back with another little dose of heaven and another somatic healing session to wipe out depression. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here now. Anyone who's tuning in later, as you know, start the show with that powerful mental health tool of gratitude. And today, my gratitude's going out all over the place to everyone who's been supporting the cause and helping us build this thing up from the East Coast to the West. Shout out to the world champ, Greg Wooten out there. Shout out to Nina Carita out there for supporting us on the West Coast. And then also over here on the East Coast, to all the local businesses who have been showing support recently. And to each and every one of you out there for tuning into the show, showing up for one another, and showing up for yourselves at the same time. I want to shout out to the first ones in today to support the cause. To Fabio, to Jay, to Joe Morero, to Braces Can Be Scary, to Lisa the Luminary. Thank you so much for tuning in, for being a part of this thing, and for moving forward together. Today we're going to have a low intensity session, and we just talked about my gratitude section, but go ahead and think about the thing that you're grateful for, and that'll help put you in a positive mindset as we move into today's lesson. The second mental health tool we're going to talk about before we get into the lesson itself. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Mad with Hats as well. Thank you for your support, brother. The other tool we're going to talk about is that progress tracking tool, making sure that you keep track of the number of days you crush your daily goal will slowly but surely build up in the mind into more self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-validation. And that's something that not even the lies of depression can take away from us, right? Sometimes we go through those blue periods, you wake up, you might have those thoughts, that depression will try to feed you like you can't get up, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. This is your physical proof that you can, you have, and you can look forward to what you're going to do or what you're able to do in the future. So please do keep track of your progress. It will only build up and work as more and more proof of your strength and your resiliency out here. If you've got a number and you'd like to share it, it can help build other people up and inspire their progress as well. So please do share your progress. And that being said, let's check in on those comments. Shout out to Braces Can Be Scary Claire, who says she can only watch today because her arms hurts from the pokey. And I'm assuming that's not the hokey pokey, and it's probably a shot from a doctor. So it's all good, Claire. It's just about showing up for you. You can still practice with that breath work tool we're going to use today, because the whole session is going to be focused around that calming breath work tool. So I also want to shout out to Paula. Thank you for joining and checking on comments. Mad Hat says, bong bong. Best to you all. Hope you're all right. Yes, we are all right. Right? No matter what, we're about to get a little bit better. We're about to give ourselves a little bit of break from that high intensity routine, a calming session, calm that nervous system, and to give us the rest that we need, the rest that we deserve. In our normal sessions, I always ask you guys, show up to you, challenge yourself to your skill level. And if you don't get the challenge that you needed in the short time that we're together, to give yourself that bonus round. So yesterday, I gave myself a bonus round of 2 hours on a heavy bag session with the bros out here in the New Jersey area. Shout out to Bro Loney, shout out to Master Checo for their support. And that was a high intensity workout, a full body workout, so I am sore. I did some leg conditioning, some elbow conditioning, sore, exhausted. So today, I want to make sure that I keep it low intensity and give myself that time to recuperate, to recover. But we don't have to stop training. We can continue to improve on our martial arts technique. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about the lead hook, and then a transition from the lead hook right into a knee strike, a transition from the lead hook into an elbow strike, and maybe a transition from that lead hook into a cross. Some basic things. We're going to be flowing through a 10-minute session at low intensity, and we're going to be focused in on that breath work tool known as diaphragmatic breathing, because it's been shown and has been proven to be able to calm that nervous system, even in any given circumstance. Even in a high-intensity situation where you're dealing with a stressful situation, you can tune into the power of that breath and give yourself a break, calm that nervous system down. And checking in on comments, Claire said, my day is 7, Luca is 12, maybe. That's great. Keep track of those days. I'm proud of you guys for making progress. And the more you keep track of it, the more proof you have of how strong you are out there, Claire. So make sure you give yourself credit for your strength, because you are a superhero out there moving forwards every day, fighting forwards through chemo, through therapy, and just crushing it, making that progress. It's all about progress. We can do so much more than we realize. Once we start giving ourselves credit for that progress, it becomes more and more, it becomes more and more apparent at how much we can do, because we'll have that physical proof. So keep on keeping on, keep on keeping track, and we're going to get into this lesson. So I mentioned we're going to talk about that lead hook, bump, and we can toss that lead hook a couple different ways. We could toss it close. We could toss it with a step in, bump. We could toss it with a step in and a pivot, bump. We can also toss it a little wide. We can toss a long lead hook. We're reaching out here, giving ourselves more room to stay away from possible incoming attacks. Talk about a couple different lead hooks, and we're going to use that lead hook to set up the next shot. So we're going to see what flows from one move to the next. Thank you for all the octopuses and unicorns from Breezes. Can be scary. Appreciate that. So we're going to talk about which one flows from one to the next, and we'll break down that lead hook as we go through this breathwork tool as our guide. That breathwork is going to keep things at low intensity. We're going to keep our strikes limited to 2 total strikes. And we're going to use that breath as a guide for our movement. So when we take the inhale, we're going to move back to our defensive stance. And on the exhale, we're going to exhale in to those strikes all the way through those 2 strikes. Keeping it low intensity, keeping that heart rate down. So before we get started, I'm going to show you guys a breathwork tool alone. Taco pushes is code name for octopuses, so thank you for the taco pushes, Claire. So with that breathwork tool alone, known as diaphragmic breathing, want to place one hand over the chest, one hand over the belly. Want to keep that chest flat through the whole breath. We want to make sure we're breathing in through the nose, deep down into the belly, and expanding that belly. We want the belly to expand out as we take that deep breath in. We're going to hold on to it for a moment, and then long and slow exhale as that belly falls. Chest stays flat the whole time. Let's practice it together briefly. And before we do, check in on yourself right now. Where is your anxiety level? Where's your nervous system at right now? Is your head busy with a lot of thoughts? Do you have anxious thoughts? Tune into your body right now, because we're about to take control of that nervous system and calm it down if it is currently activated. So placing one hand over the chest, one hand over the belly. Take that deep breath in through the nose to the belly, keeping the chest flat. Hold on to it, and long and slow, we're going to exhale out the mouth. Letting the belly fall, and we're exhaling through pursed lips. Try it again one more time. Deep inhale through the nose to the belly. Hold on to it. Long and slow, exhale out the mouth. Letting that belly fall. Now, one of the things that makes this diaphragmic breathing tool effective, and you might be feeling the effects of it already if you nailed that technique, but a couple of things that make it effective are making sure that the exhale is twice as long as the inhale, and making sure that exhale has a little bit of resistance in those lips. So you want to put a little back pressure in those lips, purse the lips, so that when you're exhaling, you're still activating that diaphragmic breathing muscle, and you're getting all of that air out. Twice as long as the inhale. Inhale comes in through the nose, goes to the belly. Exhale comes out through the mouth with resistance. And again, let that belly fall. Chest stays flat the whole time. So that is the diaphragmic breathing tool. And if you're not feeling the effects of that yet, you should be able to feel the effects of it as we link it together with movement to make it super effective. And in this way, we can continue training our martial arts technique and never need a day off. We'll just have our high intensity days and our active recovery days. That way we can get that recovery we need and still continue to sharpen our tools and our skills out here. Make sure you got plenty of water. Make sure you're staying hydrated out there. Shout out to Lance in a Trance. Thank you for joining. And we're going to get right into it. We're going to have a 10-minute session straight through, tuning into the breath. We'll be stopping those movements in between and retuning into that breathwork tool of diaphragmic breathing. Make sure that heart rate stays down. We stay nice and calm and controlled. Bluetooth. And let's get some calming music in here as well. Right there, I think that's pretty good volume. Should be coming in loud and clear. So also shout out to Taekwondo. Thank you for joining. Like the screen name. Appreciate that. Alright, so we're going to get into our Muay Thai stance. And if you're not familiar with the stance, those guides are available at sacklifeofficial.com. At the bottom of the martial arts or mental health class section, you'll find guides on how to prepare your position, how to place your weight, so that you can be in an optimal position for these strikes. So here we go. Go ahead and square up, visualizing that opponent in front of you. Pop into your Muay Thai stance, nice and balanced. Remember that balanced stance. Guard comes up high by the brow line. We're going to close the fingers, tuck the thumbs under there, tuck the chin, rolling those shoulders up, curling those hips forward, and we're shifting our body weight forwards and backwards. We can carry the rhythm here, carry that flow in the fists as we shift that weight forwards and backwards. But we want to stay balanced. Evenly spaced feet, head right in that center line, right? We step forwards, keeping everything evenly spaced, nice and balanced, and keeping the heels light, the weight on the ball of the foot. From here, we're going to take a deep inhale through the nose to the belly using that diaphragmatic breathing tool. And we're going to hold that defensive position. Taekwondo says, keep up the great work. Appreciate it, brother. And Slayer Ken is in the studio along with Ali Musa. Thank you guys so much. And thank you, Slayer Ken, for sharing your progress at 375 days. Let's get into this thing. Deep inhale through the nose to the belly into defensive stance. And as you hold that breath, we're going to long and slow exhale through a lead hook. So turning through the hips and the shoulders, we're going to extend that lead hook forwards. We want to lock the elbow in at about 90 degrees, lock it in nice and tight. And we want to keep that wrist nice and straight. We want the wrist to be nice and straight when you're tossing it up there. Boom. Palm facing in towards you. And we're letting the body do the work. We're rotating on the ball of that front foot. We're letting the body do the work and carry that momentum across. It's not a swing of the arm, right? It's a rotation as we step into that strike. So we're going to use that breathwork tool to keep it low intensity. Let's do it together. Deep inhale to the belly. What's up, Ali? Thank you. Deep inhale through the nose to the belly as we take that defensive stance. We're in Muay Thai position. Long exhale forwards and follow that breath as a guide. As you twist through into that first strike, keeping the shoulder rolled, right? The guard high on the opposite side. Tuck that chin in. Plenty of points we can improve here. And we're rotating the ball of that front foot through the body, through the fist, into that face. Deep inhale back through the nose, back to defensive position. Guard high, long and slow exhale forwards into the hook. Boom, there it is. And deep inhale back through the nose. Holding that breath in the belly for a moment. Long and slow, we want to sink into that hook. Keeping the knees slightly bent will help with rotation and also help us kind of sink and rise into those hooks. Deep inhale back. Return into defensive stance. Remember, twist through the body and turn into that hook. Throwing the arm up horizontal, up by the head. On that horizontal line, we want to twist the body around, let the body do that work, bringing that fist around and making contact with the face of that opponent. Deep inhale back. Shout out to Joe. Thanks for the support, brother. Deep inhale back to defensive position. Hold that breath in the belly. Long and slow exhale into the hook. Now stay there in contact position until you fully exhaled out the mouth. And deep inhale back through the nose to the belly. Holding that breath in the belly, long and slow, exhale through the hook. Deep inhale back. Now other ways you can throw this hook, we can step off the line and pivot on the ball, that front foot. Turning our body out of the way of danger. Working a pivot in there. And again, we're using that rotational force to create power in that hook. It's not the arm swing, it's about the whole body moving together in unison. Deep inhale back to defensive position. Shout out to the piercing, Brad, thank you for the support. Deep inhale to the belly. Now we're going to step off the line on this exhale with that front foot, and we're going to pivot on the ball of that foot as we turn through, tossing that hook nice and slow, following that exhale as our guide. Deep inhale back through the nose to the belly. Guard high, long and slow, step off the line, pivot, into that hook, deep inhale back. And go ahead and shake out the arms, shake out the legs, get rid of that lactic acid. Thank you for all the hearts and support, Ali, appreciate you. And we're gonna return to the power of the breath, make sure intensity is staying low, and next we're gonna get into a flow from that hook into a follow-up move. Might be the cross, might be a knee. Let's see how it goes. But first, let's tune back into that breath. Make sure we're keeping it low intensity. Deep inhale through the nose to the belly. Hold on to it. Long and slow exhale out the mouth. Remember, purse the lips. Tune into you, tune into the moment. This is where you're powerful and capable of taking control of that stress. Deep inhale back through the nose to the belly. Hold on to it. Long and slow, exhale and let it go. Exhale twice as long. calm that nervous system. You should be feeling those effects right away if you're nailing that technique. Deep inhale through the nose, keeping the chest flat. Hold on to it. Long exhale out the mouth. That's the pattern. We're going to keep working with that breath pattern as our guide into the strike. So deep inhale back to the belly as we assume defensive position. Guard high, chin tuck, long and slow exhale through the hook. And then here at the point of impact, we're going to turn it right into a knee strike. So we're going to take this hand, which is a guard, chop it down, and we're going to send that rear knee forward. So we're going to send this rear knee hinging up through the hip, straight forwards into the gut. Boom, of our enemy, and we're going to step right back into stance. For that knee strike from the hook, we're going to bring the hook right back to defend the head as the opposite hand chops down, boom, and we send that knee up that center line. Let's practice it together. Deep inhale through the nose to the belly. Long exhale into the hook. Hook connects, continue that exhale, and step in onto that front foot, sending the knee forwards and chopping the hand on the same side of that knee to send it into the guts of that depression dummy. Reset to your neutral stance. Deep inhale back to the belly as you bring the guard up. Guard high, long and slow. Exhale through the hook. Flow right in to the knee strike. Keeping that hooked hand high and defending with that center guard here. Deep inhale back. If you can hold that position, hold that position. If not, feel free to step back to a neutral one. Return to that breath. Return to that squared, centered position for Muay Thai. And start that pattern over. Deep inhale through the nose to the belly. Long exhale forwards into the hook. And flow right into that knee strike to center mass. When we toss that knee strike from the hook, we're going to make contact here, and then we're going to shift our body weight forwards towards that front leg and hinge. See how that rear foot is already preloaded? We're hinging through the hip, and we're sending that knee forwards as the arm chops down in the opposite direction. Back to stance. Deep inhale through the nose to the belly in defense. Long and slow exhale forward. Flow into it. And deep inhale back. Hold that breath in the belly. Long and slow. Exhale forward. Deep inhale back. Guard high. Hold the breath in the belly. Long and slow. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Guard high, keep it nice and tight. Tuck the chin, roll the shoulders, curl the hips. Muay Thai stance. Long and slow exhale. It's a hook right into a knee strike. Deep inhale back. Hold that guard high, chin tucked, hips curled, shoulders rolled. Long and slow exhale through. Turn it into a pattern. Make it flow, make it nice and smooth. Deep inhale back. Now we're sending that knee straight forwards, right through the hip into center mass. If you can get it high enough, aim for the solar plexus. If not, go right for the gut. It's all good. Deep inhale back to defensive position. Hold that breath in the belly. Long and slow exhale forwards through that hook. Connect. Continue to exhale right into the knee strike. Deep inhale back. Hold that breath in, long and slow, exhale through. Deep inhale back. Long and slow, exhale forward. And deep inhale back. Don't worry if you don't have the balance yet. It will come with time and with practice. It's going to be at the end of that activated session there. And we're going to return to the power of that breath and make sure that we're calming the nervous system. Shout out to martial artists. Appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Let's place one hand over the chest, one hand over the belly, and return to that diaphragmic breathing tool so we make sure we didn't get carried away with the striking patterns and we can keep that heart rate low, that intensity low. Deep breath in through the nose to the belly. Hold on to it. Long and slow exhale out the mouth. Now you can make this even more effective by closing the eyes and visualizing that breath as it enters through the nose, filling the belly. You hold on to it And visualize that breath leaving the body as you empty the belly and you exhale through those pursed lips. Let's do it together. Deep inhale through the nose to the belly. Hold on to that breath. Long and slow exhale out the mouth. Deep inhale through the nose to the belly. Hold on to it. Long and slow exhale out the mouth. Making that exhale twice as long. It's one of the things that makes it effective. Let's do it one more time. Visualizing that breath. Deep inhale through the nose to the belly. Hold on to it. Long exhale here. And that is the end of our Water Flow Wednesday. Hopefully you found some moves that you can improve on, making those combinations silky smooth, getting them to flow together. We can flow like water into those forms, and in the words of Bruce Lee, water can either flow or it can crash, right? So we can develop power by becoming more smooth in our movements and getting those movements to link together. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast, fast is powerful. So that's your key, your pathway to success in that martial art technique that you are developing right now. And I hope that you found some of these tools beneficial. I hope that you're feeling the same effects that I'm feeling from these breathwork tools. Remember, we're all individuals, and different tools are going to work more effectively and less effectively for different individuals. So find the ones that work best for you and roll them into a super effective routine. That way you can have a fighting chance at improving that state of mental health. There's always room for progress. There's always room for growth in the martial arts and in life. So keep on growing, keep on going, and I apologize for that phone call that I can't control. Until next time, I'll catch you guys same exact time, same exact channel, same exact life. Sack Man out.